And it's the 2 seed controlling the tip, and Haley Van Lith, the Big 12's Player of the Year, defended by Rori Harmon, a member of the All-SEC defensive team. Here's Connor. And now Eminoku. And Agnes' first shot off the mark. Rebound, Taylor Jones. Starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. It's all transfers at TCU, a combined 21 seasons at 12 different schools. This is their one season together.
When you get to this game, Beth, it's about your identity. For Texas, it starts on the defensive end. You see the full court pressure. They're known for their ball pressure. And there's a good screen and roll for Prince to the rim, but she misses.
This is her first attempt inside. Connor will run into a 3. That won't go. And Eminoku with a couple of offensive boards. And they cannot strike on their third chance.
Texas is not a three-point shooting team. They're only making 2 in the tournament. They make less than 3 on the season. But they neutralize that because they don't give up a lot of threes. So they're going to have to guard the three-point line. This is what Texas does. They use their muscle.
Bringing it across midcourt for Mark Campbell's club.
Great screen by Haley Van Lith.
And Hunter draws the foul. It is the greatest turnaround in the history of the sport. They are 26 wins better than they were when he took over 2 years ago.
Well, he's done a fantastic job as the Big 12 Coach of the Year. They've won 13 in a row to get to this point.
They are looking to match NC State a year ago. Here comes Maddie Booker. Harmon, she'll try for 3 and hit it.
I wouldn't make an adjustment until she hits another.
That's her first 3 of the NCAA tournament. Another Texas takeaway. 2-on-1. Harmon keeps and hits. Here comes Prince. Slips the screen this time. Hunter into the paint. The kick out. They get an open look finally. There's Booker.
They love that pin down action for Booker.
And a 3-second violation on Texas.
Where there's a lot of contact, and that's where the toughness has to come in, especially the physical toughness.
The big 3s so far are 0 for 4, and now with 3 turnovers.
But Rori Harmon, with everything she's been through and the ACL and the adversity that she's faced, she's ready to play.
And lift to Connor. She is the sharpest shooter in the Sweet 16 into the Elite 8 from downtown. 4 threes away from a Big 12 record. Smaller lineup now. The 6'7" post is out, replaced by 6'1" Deasia Merrill. Connor defended by Shay Holle, and Holle holds her ground and takes it for Texas. Here comes Harmon. Booker off the bounce, off the window and down.
The SEC Player of the Year.
See if TCU can get a bucket here to salvage something out of this first quarter. The drive, the dish, the 3. Taylor Bigby drops it. Booker and Harmon, 11 of the 13 points for Texas. A 10-second violation, a shot clock violation, a pair of 5-second violations forced by this Texas defense.
See, they're getting the ball below the free throw line here to start the second quarter.
Pitch out for 3. Shot is no good from Aaliyah Robertson. Already TCU forced to go a little deeper in their bench. Mark Campbell thought they would need to steal some minutes for them and play a bigger role.
Shay Holle to the elbow. They make 26 a game.
Shay Holle in her 170th game at Texas. Texas has hit 6 of its last 10 shots. Harmon defended by Van Lith. Rori off the bounce into the lane. Van Lith may have gotten a piece of that. Good touch iron. Booker here calling the shots. They'll run the pick and roll. She wants a mix match on the smaller defender. Booker sees the double, feeds Lee. Good ball fake, and off the pump, she gets a clean look.
How good have these freshmen been in March?
They have just 1 2-pointer. Van Lith now defended by Preston, and an and one for Haley. 5th year at 3 different schools. Spent the summer with USA Basketball, winning a bronze medal scoring record in her only season here in Fort Worth. Here's Preston off the hesitation. Jones gets the rebound and then draws a foul. Is it going to be on Prince? One of Vic Schaefer's mantras to his kids today: make Prince guard us, and that's what Jones did. Elite 8 showdown. The 2-seed UConn. Hunter, open look from the corner, no. Preston will push for Texas, head up, finds Harmon, and Rory knocks it down. What a group of guards this is, with the 2 freshmen and then Harmon, who is a senior but has not announced publicly her intentions to stay or go. Connor with the pull-up. TCU 2 of 9 from downtown. Texas only allowing opponents 3 per night. Harmon, she wants to be a scorer. Boy, the D is so good. Wow, shot clock winding down again. Van Lith finds a shooter in the corner. Prince, weak side, gets him another look. Approaching 1 minute to go. Van Lith, the left-hander, wide open, and that one goes down. Final minute. And Lee called for the carry. You told Mark Campbell before the game he could be within a possession without Sedona Prince scoring a point. He'd take it. Hunter fouls. Sophomore out of Medford, Oregon. Started her career at Oregon State. She had her career high in the second round against Louisville. And despite all the struggles, TCU, 6-second difference on the clocks. Holle pulls up. Contested shot. Prince rebounds.
Good job going under. You got to know the personnel and know the scout.
One shot to end the half.
Last possession.
Van Lith will take it and hit it. For TCU.
I got to believe we're going to see a heavy dose of Taylor Jones here in the second half for Vic Schaefer to get her going. And there she is on the slice cut. Nice up screen, vintage Texas Jody Conrad basketball right there.
Gets a touch inside for the bucket. Texas trying to get back to the Final Four since the days of Jody. Last time was 2003. And for TCU, history in the making if they can get to the Final Four for the first time in school history. Taken away by Jones. Sedona Prince was scoreless in that first half. And look at TJ running the floor. Offensive foul. Van Lith. Tough shot. Prince, weak side, looking for her first basket and a foul.
His message is, we are too good of a shooting team to flinch. Don't flinch and respond to physicality.
First point for Prince tonight.
I thought Mark Campbell's team ran their offense on the top of the floor, and they never really got vertical to the paint, the top of the floor, and that's where they need to initiate offense against this Texas defense.
Holle had to alter the shot in midair, and a chance now for TCU to tie it or take their first lead of the night. Down by as many as 9.
They clear it out. They go 2-man naked side with Van Lith and Prince.
Couldn't shake Harmon the first time. Rory forces the fade, and there's Booker with the board and the push. Here comes the point forward, right down the lane. And the lay-in from Madison Booker. Connor on the drive, gets it. Back to a 2-point game, 3 minutes into this third quarter.
Sedona Prince not even coming out to guard Oldacre.
That's jamming up the inside.
Oh, nice
off
fake.
the dribble, goes to the left and scores. Van Lith on the drive, switch to the left and around and out. So Haley to the line, an 82% free throw shooter. To the Elite Eight last year, one stop at LSU. And the tattoo on her arm that says the journey is the dream, and a part of breaking new ground with TCU women's basketball this year. And that's going to be a foul on Texas.
Vic Schaefer's won a lot of basketball games, and certainly this year, as you mentioned earlier, a lot of close games in the SEC.
Be able to make the adjustments. Saturday, it was speed. He needed the two freshmen on the perimeter. Today, it's bigs. They're getting more playing time in the paint. And TCU has come back to tie this game up under 5 in the third. Booker immediately goes to work.
She's been a winner everywhere she's been. Every team she's been on, she's taken to the NCAA tournament and deep into the tournament.
With Booker at the line, Texas back up by 1. Let's get it over to Angel Gray.
Well, ladies, and she told me of all the Elite Eights, this was the most gratifying for her because she's learned how to detach herself from the noise. Coach said a couple of games in, they had a come-to-Jesus moment. She had to discuss their role. He said that she loves the game so much that he felt like she had to prove herself was a walking bucket. He said, I had to make sure that the shift was Haley, the 2,000-point scorer, to now a playmaker and facilitator. We've seen her do both.
Oldacre gets the block and denies TCU a chance to take the lead. And it's Rori Harmon racing to the other end. Booker isolated, one-on-one, high off the window. South Carolina awaits. Both these teams met the Gamecocks in the regular season. Texas lost 2 of 3, including the SEC championship game. They were co-champs in the regular season.
They just keep pushing them further and further away from the bucket.
Van Lith, no, and a foul. Six Eastern, 3 Pacific on CBS. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Oldacre, the double down, last touched by Van Lith. Winnintenda and 1.
This is just a nice job by Rori Harmon to be patient and set her up. Very well done. You can't let the ball come inbound under the basket like that. You need to have somebody that has a better angle to take that pass away. No easy baskets tonight. I mean, the hedge is so big, Van Lith can't see around it.
Connor misses the layup. Yeah, Van Lith and Prince just have not been able to hook up like usual on that pick and roll.
I mean, under overhead strike, ice jam, switch, drop. The 8 different ways you can guard a ball screen, and the only thing Texas is doing is hedge.
Booker trying to get into Prince. They back her away. Winnintenda into the shot blocker and a foul. Winnintenda out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Just 5 for 7.
And Mark Campbell didn't use any timeouts in any of those situations where the 5-second count was going down. He's saving it. He knows he needs them.
Prince calling for it and receiving. And Sedona Prince with the spin. And her first basket of the night. Just 2 free throws prior to that. after scoring 21 in the Sweet 16. Lee, pretty spin move, not the finish, and then taken away by Mwenentanda. Lee, open three, got it. Confidence. She made three against Tennessee.
The way Texas has defended.
Van Lith trying to weave in on Harmon. Rori right there with her every step of the way, and a turnover. Shot clock is off for the Longhorns to try and finish this third quarter.
Good substitution to get Haley Van Lith out on a defensive play right here so she can get a little extended rest for the fourth quarter.
Lee getting it back to Booker, mid-range, and one.
It is so well done. And Hunter takes away her landing spot. It's a good foul, or good call on the foul.
Maddie Booker now with 11. Give her a dozen. 5 seconds for TCU to work with. Donovan Hunter checks the clock, and it's blocked by Holle. As we head to the fourth quarter, the winner has South Carolina in the national semifinals, the Final Four in Tampa. Haley Van Lith and TCU trying to continue their magical ride this season, the best in school history. Will it end with a first ever trip to the Final Four? Connor, three ball, got it.
Through the door screens, well done. At perfect execution by TCU.
For the Texas Longhorns, one of the more storied programs in the sport, but it's been 22 years since they've been to the Final Four. Some of these Horns have tried 3 times to break through the Elite Eight and have come up short. This perhaps their best chance as a 1 seed. Loose ball knocked around. Oldacre beats the shot clock. Reject. 5 on the shot clock. Harmon defending. And Rori going to be whistled and called for the block.
You can't have any game slippage, meaning any leak in your detail. It's got to be good. And look at Oldacre
stepping into the passing lane. Going to take it the distance. And one for Kyla Oldacre. And it's the 4th foul on Sedona Prince.
This is like an offensive lineman picking up the ball and running to the house. A little rumbling and stumbling right here by the 6'6" Oldacre. Wow.
How about that for Oldacre? Scoreless in limited minutes against Tennessee. Van Lith. Mwenentanda came over to help. Big girl getting it done. There's Van Lith. Trying to get the deficit back into single digits. No. 2 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. Still to come tonight. Heading out west, UConn and USC, the last Elite Eight showdown. Booker. Van Lith.
And 5 fouls on the Texas defense.
Van Lith, 7 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. The defender fell on the play. Sedona Prince has fouled out, the 7th-year senior who started her career at Texas. playing in 4 of those 7 seasons on the 40 acres and then at Oregon. And the Horned Frogs will have to go the rest of the way without her.
Look at Preston's ball pressure. Fresh legs on Haley Van Lith here in the 4th.
Van Lith short. Long rebound to Preston.
Vic Schaefer can't talk enough about his freshman. He loves Bree Preston. That puts the work in before practice and after practice and wants to be really good.
In Texas, the luxury of having a go-to scorer like Maddie Booker. Preston, the assist, Oldacre with under 5 to go. And our star stories brought to you by Samsung Galaxy. And Becker's getting set to take on Erie Fenn. Of course, no Juju Watkins. The ACL injury earlier in the tournament knocked her out for Southern Cal.
If she wants to take over, when she decides to take over.
Preston continues to run the point. Harmon sitting with 4 fouls. Deasia Merrill with a block. Sedona Prince has fouled out for TCU. So the big 3 is down to the big 2. Haley Van Lith trying to keep the dream alive, and it's back to the free throw. That great crew that featured the likes of Jamie Carey and Heather Schreiber. A lot of the Horns fans rising to their feet, sensing a big finish here. Booker can't knock that down. Still time for TCU. A bucket here to get it back under 10. Van Lith attacks, going to the left side. Merrill fouled. Possible change here. Doesn't want this to get much closer. Harmon is back on the floor for the Longhorns. For more information, go to NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Got game coverage for you.
You just want to put some game pressure on them. Make enough shots, get a few more stops. They can get one more stop here. Texas might start to feel a little pressure. Makes it harder to make shots.
Double team on Jones. They force a tough shot, and Van Lith has it.
Great double down on the post by Van Lith.
Down by as many as 14 here in the second half. Connor inside. Merrill gets it. Good hustle play from Winning Panda.
Haley Van Lith isn't even guarding Rori Harmon. She is helping, digging, doubling.
Jones blocked by Merrill. What a job she's doing replacing Prince. Booker, mid-range money.
Vic Schaefer money play.
So good on the set pieces. Bigby off the bounce. Blocked by Jones. It'll stay at this end. 18 now for Maddie. Under 2 minutes for a spot in the Final Four. The best season in school history. They want to keep it going. And now the officials are going to go to the... Well done by our crew. Felicia Grinter, Billy Smith, Karen Prieto tonight. Down to the wire here in Birmingham. Beth Bowens, Debbie Antonelli, Angel Gray. The winner goes to Tampa and the Final Four.
Shay Holle through the door screens. Look at the big post up inside. They missed Taylor Jones.
Rori Harmon hits the bucket.
You feel the pace picking up right here for TCU. They've been able to advance pass and find some transition space.
Short on the 3. Shay Holle coming out with it for Texas. 1 minute to go. TCU not choosing to foul.
Got to play good D and get a 3.
Harmon takes the shot with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Minimize their bigs. Their freshmen were outstanding. And she's an All-American.
As a head coach at Mississippi State twice in the Final Four, playing for the national championship. And now moments away from going back to fight for one with Texas. Van Lith doesn't get the bounce. Rebound, Texas. Final 30 seconds for the Longhorns. And the top seed in the region will play a fourth game this year against South Carolina. And a winner of that one will go to the final. Texas breaks through.
And the emotion on Rori and Vic Schaefer is all over them.
And there it is. It's back